Gotta hear that.
All right. All right. So we are recording. Hi, I am Tracy Evans Langley, and we would like to welcome you to the May edition of Mystery Stamping. I'm in Raleigh, North Carolina, but we have ladies joining us from all over the country, which is super cool. If you would like to join us in the future for our Zoom, just send me an email or comment on this post, and I will be happy to email you the link to join us for next time. All right. So we're going to get started. And let's see if this will work today. Oh my gosh, if it all works, it's going to be so great. Okay. All right. Do you guys see my hands?
Yep, it's working.
Oh my gosh. Okay. So, oh my goodness. Okay. So tonight we are going to, we're going to go through the paper real quick and then I'll tell you what else I've got going ahead. So, okay. You know, it's bad when I have to have a cheat sheet. I've got my little crafty cheat sheet. Okay. So this was the intimidating piece, apparently, for everybody. You have a piece of designer series paper that is 6 3/4 by 8 inches. Okay. And we wanted both sides to complement one another. They didn't have to match, but they needed to be complementary. And I'm going to forget the rest of these. Okay. So then you need, I'm going to do my first three. My first three are all Poppy Parade. So they are 4 1/4 by 5.5. Yes. I'm not used to saying that. So 4 1/4 by 5.5. This is why I have Debbie. She keeps me in line. And then I have a sheet that is 3 3/4 by 5. See, that one I'll remember. And then I have a piece that is 2.5 by 2.5. Okay. Oh, and I forgot, in my designer series paper, I also have one piece that is 2 1/4 by 2 1/4, and a piece that's 2.5 by 2.5. And then in my basic gray, I have a piece that is, I think this is the right one. Yes, 2 3/4 by 4 1/4. And then I have the infamous 1/8 by 2 3/4 inch piece. All right, so that's my basic gray and my Poppy Parade. And then finally, I'm using basic white, but you could use Very Vanilla or whatever neutral color you like. Let me get rid of screen stuff. Okay. And then I have a piece of basic white that is 2 1/2 by 4. Oh, I'm sorry. This is the 2 1/2 by 4. Double check myself. Yes, this is 2.5 by 4. Okay. Let's get if we can measure. And then I have one that is 3.5 by 4 3/4. Okay. And our card is going to be portrait tonight. So Marsha called and asked me about direction. And if it's directional, if you've got directional DSP, we are making a portrait card. I have chosen to use a non-directional piece of DSP because let's just say I practiced this one. Allison's saying, oh, great. Okay. And then for my ink colors, I'm choosing Poppy Parade, Basic Gray, Smoky Slate. I've got a memento pad around here somewhere. I don't know if I will use all those, but I have them out. And then I've got the white ribbon, the 1/4 inch white ribbon that's out right now. And also the neutral matte dots. Hey, guess what's on my table? And then the textured notes, which I'm still not tired of. And we've been stamping with this for like 2 months. So, all right. So that's kind of what I have out for stuff. Okay. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to grab your DSP. This is the hardest part of the whole card. I promise. There's an X. Yeah, Allison, I think my extra scoreboard's under that. Or you can use that. Okay. So here's the important part of this. And Debbie can correct me if I'm wrong, and she will. You want to put your DSP in portrait mode. That's a thing, right? Portrait mode. Okay. Landscape. Okay. Well, I know mode, but is mode the right word? Okay. So we're going to put it in portrait mode. The important thing to think about right here, and I wrote myself a note because I've done it wrong 3 times, is that whatever the piece is that's on top, this is going to be the outside of your card.
The facing up piece
is going to be the outside of your card. So if you want your more neutral side to be the inside of your card, that needs to be facing up. And so that's what I'm going to do. Now, it's going to be harder for me to see, but it'll be okay. I can't see it.
You're going to say that one more time.
So whatever side of the DSP you want to be the inside,
Okay.
that's what should be facing up when you score. Okay. Everybody got it? Okay. So we are going to score at 2 3/4. And I did mark my scoreboard. Okay. So we're going to mark at 2 3/4. Here's the next important part. We are going to turn it a quarter turn to the left, to the left, to the left. Okay. And then we're going to do the exact same thing, 2 3/4. Okay. Scoring. What did I say?
No, because I'm using the thing with the cutter.
Okay. So, use your bone folder. You'll get better scoring. Okay. Do you guys know that trick? If you don't have your Simply Scored and you can't find your scoring blade or it's not deep enough, you can use your bone folder. Okay. So I now have my DSP scored. I am going to get my bone folder and I am going to burnish those score lines. We're going to use all the good technical words tonight.
And why are you making sure that the inside is up? Because of the scoring?
No, because what you want to see when you finish the card. So like which pattern do you want more of, basically? Okay. All right. So we now have our DSP scored. Now, here's the thing. If you have done it and you go, oh, it's the wrong way, guess what? You can flip it. It'll be okay. And we'll show you, Debbie and I will show you why in just a minute. All right. So this is the hardest part. Let's see if I can do it.
Are you folding down the corner?
I am. Okay. So what you're going to do is you're basically going to make it. Actually, Debbie, it goes this way, right?
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
I was
Okay.
almost going to stop you because you were.
I'm looking at it going, that's not right. Okay. So this score, you're gonna make a triangle fold, but you're basically going to match this score line up with this score line down here, and this score line up is going to match up over here. Right,
No,
Debbie?
the opposite, Tracy.
Oh, the opposite. This is going to go to. This is going to go to this.
No.
Okay, tell me.
Move your finger down to the one right below your hand. That one is going to go to the one right below it. So
it's going to go like this.
There you.
No. That way.
There you go. Now you're headed in the right direction.
Okay. Hang on. I may have to pick up my sample. Okay, so
You will.
this score line, so where my left hand is going to meet up down here. So those
Correct.
two score lines should overlap. And when I do that, this score line and this score line will overlap.
Correct.
Okay. All right. Y'all, it was like I was remedial yesterday, Debbie, trying to teach me how to do this. And you could score it. I've watched a couple of videos where people scored it, and Debbie did too, but we think it's easier to just fold it.
Yeah, I was going to ask you why you didn't just make it score here.
The nice thing is, though, it's kind of forgiving. So if you don't get it perfect, it's okay.
Yes.
Okay. So I am going to bone fold that.
Burnish.
I'm going to burnish it. I know. We didn't used to say all these fancy words. Poor Pat asked me today what third generation stamping was. And I'm like, just keep stamping the same ink. Don't re-ink. Okay. So you have this triangle-y piece and you have this piece. Debbie, what did you call it? What are we making next?
Cootie catcher.
A cootie catcher. Okay,
So for you,
remember those paper things you made when you were a kid? You're going to kind of do that.
yeah, once you get that little fold in the corner, it reminds me of a cootie catcher.
And it's kind of easier if you sort of fold. Oh my God, I knew I wasn't going to be able to do this in front of you.
Fold the angles in. You're headed in. Now keep folding, Tracy.
I know, I am. That's what this was the hardest part for me, is you kind of have to fold these outside pieces.
Like making a paper airplane?
No, hang on, here. Look.
That's right.
Oh,
No, you got it.
I know, I'm showing Allison.
Oh, the square needs to be
The
on the
square,
top.
so the square is going to be on the top.
Got it.
Okay. And then, oh my gosh, I got my corner right. I will tell you the thickness of your cart of your DSP matters. This is harder the thicker your DSP is.
Oh, that's cool.
Isn't that cool? So this is called wrote it down, a corner fold card. So when you open it up, it goes,
It's like a pop-up.
it's a pop-up. It's kind of like an explosion card on, like, just on the corner. I have like 6 bone folders out. Okay. All right. So that is the hardest thing you're going to do all night. How's that? You guys good? Everybody else got it, right? It was hard for me, and you guys all were like pros and got it. Okay. You guys are a quiet group tonight. Okay. So that's our hardest thing that we're going to do. You do want to make sure it's good and bone folded and all that good stuff. So we're just going to kind of build. I'm going to build from the bottom up, right, Debbie?
That's what I did.
So that piece that's 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 is going to become your base. So we're going to glue or use, I would use either Tombow or Stampin' Seal Plus or tear and tape for this, right? Because this is going to,
yeah, I agree.
I would use a strong adhesive.
Yep.
I'm going to use glue because I can reposition a little if I need to. All right. So we're going to attach our DSP. Maybe.
With glue or
I'm using glue. I would use glue. I'm using glue. But I am fond of the glue. I'm a big fan. Okay. So now, voila, we've got a reinforced card base. And then the next thing we're going to do is just build our inside pieces. And let me see. Let me double check and make sure I'm getting the right thing. Okay, it's that one, Debbie.
I'm assuming you have a
Okay, this is the
Yeah.
next one. Yeah, okay.
yeah, that first, and then
So-
your white.
And then there should be a piece of white. Okay, that one. That's not right. Yeah, I may not have cut it right.
Unless you have your layers going differently, but
Did I flip it? Might have-
it looks like you flipped it.
That'll work.
I would just cut the white piece smaller.
Right.
Yeah.
too big.
Yeah, I think I just didn't cut my white right. Okay.
Here's your
All
one
right,
white.
would you? Yeah. Right me. And then I'll. Okay. Somehow I just didn't. All right. Who knew? Okay. So if you want to stamp on the inside of your card or you want to add a little something, something, this is the time to do it. So I think I'm going to grab my one of the leaves. Oh shoot.
Now what?
Oh, I had blocks that had one of my downline was here today working on a project and she moved my blocks.
So you put in the same color as the base goes in here?
Yeah.
And then the white and color that.
But you could flip it if you want to flip it. Okay, so I'm going to do, I think I'll just stamp those in smoky slate. Just for fun. I need some little dots. I needed our elements of text. God, love that stamp set.
I do too.
It's like my, it's
That's
like
a
my,
texture one.
it's that one that's right there behind.
Yeah.
I love that one.
It's the natural texture.
I love the little dots. Okay, so I'm going to stamp on my directions so I don't get it on my grid paper because that'll bug me. Okay. All right, so the inside has a little something, something.
And that's what's gonna like peek out, right?
Just a little bit. All right, so we'll clean that later. You guys know how to clean stamps, so you don't need to see me do that. Okay, So that's done. So let's go ahead and assemble the inside of our card. And I'm going to use glue again. You guys use whatever you love. And I didn't ask what everybody is using for their designer series paper tonight.
I am using Wildflower Birthday.
Ooh.
Me too.
Oh, really? That's funny.
Which one is that? Is that new?
Yeah, that's new, right, Kathy?
I'm trying to think when it was. So it's this one.
Oh, yeah. That was from the mini catalog.
Mini.
Yes.
Oh, I love that one.
I'm using the yellow Floral Delight, I think it's called. Well, mine are already made because we'll tell you the story afterwards, how I already had them done.
Yeah, we might spend too much time together, or our brains spend more time together than we physically spend together, apparently. Okay, so there's kind of my little inside. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to do a little piece for this corner, and that should be your red square, right, Debbie?
I didn't do what you're doing on mine, but that's an option. Yes, because I left that part just to be the DSP.
And you could use
Okay.
the other color, right? That's like you wanted.
Yeah,
to
you
twist
could
it,
use you
right?
can use whatever you want to use. Okay, and this square may be a little bit bigger than I would like it to be, but I think it'll be okay. So I'm going to do that. If you want to just leave the DSP there, you can. The only reason I did it was because I think it reinforces it just a little bit more.
And which you're using the 2 1/4 by 2 1/4, right?
Yeah.
DSP. Yeah.
All right, I have glue. All right.
And it's hard.
I know. I told you you would. This is one of those ones you guys were either gonna love or you're gonna hate and yell at me. Last month, some of you were ready to yell at me. So, but then I've seen lots of wonderful samples from the ones we did last month too. Kathy made an amazing one.
After I stepped it up with the What Would Tracy Do?
Well, there's that. And it was fantastic. It was very accessorized.
Oh, we love a lot of bling.
There was some definitely a lot
ribbon
and travel, and it was very cool. It was a really good card. Okay, so there's my corner. I'm trying to give a little bit of space there. Okay, so let's make sure he's going to fold. Okay, so remember I told you that if this wasn't perfect, you don't need to worry about it, because guess what we're going to do? We're going to cover it up. So we're going to take those other layers of DSP and white.
The alternating color.
Yes, and I'm gonna switch something up because this is too much white to me. And I did cut some extra. I didn't pull a full Allison, but I pulled a minor Allison. I cut some extra TSP pieces in another pattern from the same. Oh my gosh. It's something textures. I can't believe it.
Botanical.
Botanical textures. How can I not remember that? All right. So
your favorite, and
basically, so basically what we're going to do now is we're going to attach the DSP to the white piece or the neutral piece and then to your layer. I'm going to go ahead and stamp a little greeting here. If you want to stamp a greeting, go ahead and stamp your greeting. And that's what I'm going to do.
Are you using the 2 1/2 by 2 1/2 DSP on the bottom, or is this an extra piece?
No, that's what it goes there.
Okay, it does go.
It goes over the white piece at the bottom.
Okay.
Okay. But if you
dimensions.
I wouldn't. No.
Okay.
And I'll tell you why in just a minute. Okay. So I think I'm going to use, if it'll fit, I think I'm going to use the little oh, it will. If I turn it the right way. Okay, so I'm going to use a little note of appreciation, because I need to send some thank you cards. I just need to send thank you cards. So I'm going to use that. All right, what do you think?
Red.
Red? I think so too. That's what I was.
With all that black and white and brown.
Yeah.
That little pop.
Yeah, it needs some color. All right, let's see if I can stamp
It
straight.
looks like your top and your bottom. You know,
True.
the part
Yeah.
base in that.
True.
So you would stamp that before you put the DSP on it?
Absolutely. Because if you screw it up, then you can't turn it over.
Right, but do you know where the DSP is gonna?
Yes.
Okay.
That's why I laid it down to look at it. Okay. And while I've got him there, I'm going to, since I have this other stamp out, my other leaf stamp out, I'm going to go ahead and add a little more leaf in just the smoky slate, just for a little more something, something.
Word of the night.
I know it is my word of the night. It is. I don't know why. And I don't know why. Okay, literally, I'm using my directions for a scrap piece.
And it's supposed to go, the DSP goes all the way to the bottom, like it touches.
Yes.
All the way to the white of the.
Yes. And so I'm going to just do a couple little stamps around my greeting. Okay, I'm going to leave it on. I'm literally doing a couple of stamps. I did 2. I must be sick. I only stamped 2. Okay. So now I'm going to go ahead and assemble my pieces. And I think this piece, the white, actually, I'm going to put the DSP on first because I'm going to glue that. I have a weird configuration tonight. And so it's like my phone is between me and everything, and I can't really see where everything is. And yes,
Yeah, and Tracy, your hands are frozen right now, but now it just came back.
Okay. Okay, sorry guys. Well, we got this far. That's a long way for us.
It did it one other time, but it came back pretty quickly. So
Is everybody good? Okay. I didn't hear anybody yelling at me, so that usually means you guys are good. Okay. So I'm putting my DSP piece on. So remember that little teeny little piece of 1/8 inch by was it 2 3/4 piece? Guess where it can go? Right there. Or you can use a piece of ribbon, which is what I think I'm going to do.
You made us.
Sorry. Oh my goodness. Okay.
Yeah, if you didn't glue this all the way down, you could almost use this as like a cool little pocket.
Yeah.
For like a bookmark or something.
Yeah,
right?
you could. Yeah. Allison's saying, so if
Small
you did tear and tape down the sides, and then on the bottom, you could like make this like a little note card to pull out. Like a little tag.
Or a bookmark.
Or a bookmark or something.
You know, it's too small for a gift card, I think.
Yeah, I agree. Okay, so I'm going to flip my ribbon to that side so I can tie this. Anyway. All right, so I'm just going to use some of the white ribbon and tie this. Give myself a little bow. Okay, I'm ready for the other thing, I think. Okay, no, I'm not. Okay. Okay. So I'm tying my little bow. You could do a faux bow here if you wanted to, if you don't like to tie knots or bows. You could do the ribbon straight across and then tie another piece over around it. Okay. Ooh, my knot even came out right. Okay. Where are my scissors? Okay.
You need scissors?
No, I got it. I got this fancy new handy dandy awesome tool little doodah that's tool holder. Here, I'll show you guys. If you guys haven't seen these,
They're awesome.
they're really awesome.
And don't buy them from craft stores because they're twice as much.
Yeah, don't buy it at the craft store. Buy it at Amazon.
You can buy them in a pack of 4
Yeah.
and give one to friends.
And give one to your friends. Yeah. There you go. Okay. So I got my ribbon going. I am going to put a little blue dot. Well, I'm going to use tear and tape because that's what's here. just to secure my ribbon a little.
So what is your perspective on very busy DSP and then putting ribbon on there? Don't you think it's just better to keep it plain
It's totally up to you. If the ribbon is solid, I mean, and one of the, I mean, I think it's fine. I mean, but I think you can put bling and ribbon on every single project you ever make. I don't know. What would Tracy do, Allison?
she put ribbon?
She'd put ribbon on it.
She colored the ribbon.
I might actually, if it was Debbie would have taken the time to color the ribbon. I would not.
I've seen you color.
I've done it. It's not my favorite thing. I don't know why.
But if you had the old silver mesh ribbon,
Yeah, that would have been.
this.
Yeah, it would be. And I would have used the gold, but it doesn't really look great with the black. Okay, so there I've got my little piece.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't it cute?
Mm-hmm.
Let me get my ribbon scissors out of the way. Okay. And then I'm just going to attach this to this. And I think I am going to use some dimensionals. What? Well, it doesn't matter. You can use glue. It won't hurt anything. You want me to use glue? Will that make you feel better?
No.
Okay. Shut up. All right. And I've got to get my nails done on Friday, so doing dimensional backs is not fun today. No, I can do it. It just I have some of those somewhere. No, I'm good. I got it. I figured out how to do it. Okay. So that's gonna go there. Oh, did I freeze?
Nope, you're fine.
Okay. I'm just getting a weird echo. Okay. So now what we're going to do is we're going to attach this piece to our card base. And we're going to kind of do it right there-ish, kind of in the middle. So it's kind of in the middle. But the only thing we're going to attach it to is the square. Okay. So your adhesive is just going to go on the square. And I'm going to use tear and tape for this because I think it's easier to judge where it's going to go. So I'm going to just do adhesive like here and here, and then maybe a little bit right on that corner.
Is there any reason why it can't go over, or does it need to be more on the side? Do you know what I'm saying?
It can go in the middle. The only place you want adhesive is on the square.
Right, but you're saying you don't want to cover this.
It doesn't matter. It can cover that. It could totally cover that. Yeah, I mean, you could totally do it that way. It's wherever you want to put it.
Okay.
Okay. Mine is going to be where the adhesive ends up. Okay. Let's do this.
Debbie, I know you really wish you were with us right now.
What'd she say?
She said she knows you wish you were with us right now.
I do.
Hey, guess what? The rain stopped. The heavens cleared. It was actually a beautiful afternoon.
Oh, heck, we have 82 degrees here today. We're having a heat wave.
Oh my gosh. Okay, it was warmer there than here.
But we'll enjoy it for today because tomorrow the rain comes back.
Yeah, that's
welcome to Western Washington.
Well, welcome to Raleigh
I
too.
feel like we live in England right now.
Yeah, we've just had this misty, yucky rain. My doggos are not happy.
Yeah, there's not a whole lot.
There has not been a whole lot of ball playing like there normally is. Oops. Come on. Oh, Satan's like looking outside going, oh, Mommy, it's not raining. You should let me out.
Did we let her out? No, she'll get all wet.
Yeah, she's going to go get in the pool. And I just don't want to deal with it tonight. Okay. So I'm going to just stick that on there. And I really thought when I was starting this card that I was going to stamp some of the leaves and fussy cut them. But I don't think I'm going to because I don't think it needs it. What do you guys think?
No, I think it looks good the way it is.
There's a lot going on.
Yeah.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah, your
Don't-
paper's pretty busy.
I have busy paper. No. All right. I do think I am going to do a couple of the black dots just because I like these on the front. And maybe down on it. Let me get that one that's a jumper.
Much Sharon Tate going
Hmm.
on.
Mm-mm. That sounds like a personal problem.
Mm.
Okay. Good. Okay, my little adhesive backed dot, the adhesive is weird. Let me see if I can fix it.
There's a new set that came out, and I'm having to put glue dots on it. They're not sticky enough.
Okay, we'll look at it. All right. Oh no, hang on. Don't like, I can see the adhesive, but I don't like that. I may have to get a new one. Should in there. Should work.
This is a really beautiful card, Tracy. Thank you.
Isn't this fun?
Did Debbie find this one for you?
Well, we're going to tell you that story in just a second.
Like,
Okay. So, no, well, give me a second. Okay. So, literally, we have been stamping for 40 minutes. We haven't even been stamping for 40 minutes. We've been talking. We talked for what, 10? So, we made this card start to finish. 25 minutes or so.
well, it's because everything was cut.
Because everything was cut.
Yeah.
Even with cutting, you could make this card
30 minutes.
in 30 minutes. So there's my card. I could have another little greeting here, and I could have a little greeting or something here if I wanted to. And if you really wanted to get fancy, you could add some more pieces to these other places, but I don't think that you need it. So there's mine. All right, Debbie, you want to show yours off?
Sure.
All right, hang on. Let me get to the.
So Tracy and I Zoom every Tuesday. So on Tuesday, I had texted her and said, remind me to show you a card that I think you can do for mystery stamping. Because I made it at one of my classes last week. So I pull out this card.
Oh, hang on. Let me.
And she says, oh my gosh, that's what we're making. So it was just.
I kind of said, did you go look at the measurements for this week?
And I said, no. So here I have two different samples, both using the same paper. Now, I did mine a little bit different. Mine folds the opposite way, only because we both watched the same video. So either I missed the part about which way to have the DSP, but it worked out fine. And once I had it going this way, it was like, you know what? I didn't mind it. And I didn't decorate that little corner square up there either. I just left it the same as the DSP. So if you don't want to, you don't have to. And I also didn't put the DSP down here. I stamped it. So there's some options of what you can do if you don't want to put that much DSP on it. So there's one with that color. And then here's another one with a little bit different pattern to
like
the paper
that one.
What's the DSP again that you used?
that I used.
Mm-hmm.
This is that yellow pack. Let's see. Let me make sure I have the name right. This is the Floral Delight. So that paper was in the mini catalog, but it carried over.
Okay.
To look it up.
So you guys are going to laugh, but here are so these were all my extras that I did. Hang on.
Oh,
Hang on. I'll show you how much I practiced just to try to get this right this time.
Well, this is, there's a lot of origami going on.
It is kind of an origami card. The other thing I was thinking of doing this month was sort of a fancy foldy thing, and we may still do it. Okay. So this was my original practice with Debbie yesterday.
You use the same stuff.
And I used the same stuff Allison did. And okay, you can tell my corners weren't great. But look, I could cover that up and I could still use it.
Yes, you could.
Opposite weight on that one too.
I did what Debbie did because I scored it and then I went, oh wait, I want the floral to be on the outside. So because I had already scored it. I had to flip it.
Yeah, so if you score it and you're like, oh crap, I flipped it the wrong way, just turn it over and fold it the opposite direction and it will still work.
That's the
And
reindeer
yes,
hybrid.
and okay, so this is a little bit heavier. This is how I
Oh, hang on.
I hit the wrong button. Okay, so this is the reindeer. So I don't remember. This is from a few years ago.
Oh, that's great.
This DSP is a little bit heavier, and it was harder to fold. Hence, my corner isn't great.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
So the
So
reindeer ate it.
it looks like the reindeer ate it. So that's, and then I did the zinnia. This is another attempt. So it just takes a little practice. I would say definitely practice with something you don't love. And all right, anybody ready to share? Ready to share?
All right, I'll share mine.
I'm sharing, but I didn't bring stamps or anything.
All right, hang on, Kathy. Let me get, oops. I don't know what, I've got stuff falling out of my mouse. Let me spotlight you.
No, I haven't done my what would Tracy do, so just be
Okay.
prepared. It still
Well, I
needs
mean,
some work.
come
Okay, so that's
on.
it,
Well, I love that.
and then opens.
Oh, that's
Cute.
pretty. What's your greeting? I can't. Oh, there we go.
I used pattern of friendship, so it says thanks for being the best.
Oh,
That's cute. That turned out great with that
really
paper.
pretty. So what's the, I'm sorry,
And-
what was that from? What stamp set?
Pattern of friendship.
We still have that?
It's that one.
It's a new one.
That's new. I don't
Yeah,
have.
I have it. I have that one.
Wow.
You need to get it, Tracy.
I know. Well, why don't you just come stamp with me, Kathy, and I'll borrow yours.
Okay. Well, we can do that too. So I'll tell you the reason I picked the DSP is because I wanted all of the little pop outs because I didn't want to die cut a bunch of stuff.
Look at you being proactive. That is definitely what would Tracy
Lazy is what that is. Lazy.
lazy stamping. That's what Tracy does. Judy, I'm a very lazy stamper. They will tell you.
That's coming.
It
Oh,
is
I think Kathy just needs to mail that one to me with a
yeah,
little
you
label.
should, right?
I was
It's the
thinking I
best.
might, Judy.
All right. Anybody else? Ready?
Well, I'm
I
since
use the
I
same-
am. Oh, I was going to say, since I am off mute at the moment, a lot of my supplies are still in boxes, and I haven't gotten everything done
That's
yet.
okay.
But I printed out all your little
Oh,
the
look at
supplies I
you.
needed, and as you were doing it, I wrote all my little directions down here.
Look at you go. All right. So you're in.
Take a picture of
So
that and
you're
send
in
it to us.
charge of typing that into Word, and then we're
Yes.
putting that up on my blog tomorrow.
Take
So
that out,
you're
please.
hired, Judy. We like
Okay,
you.
all right, I'll do that.
You're right. Amanda, are you working away?
I have mine done, and since I use the same paper as Kathy, it's going to be really funny.
It'll be awesome.
Is Amanda going to tell us a ghost story later?
Awesome. That one looks
You're really-
great.
Oh, that is awesome too.
Yeah.
Look at yours.
So
Hold it up just a little bit. Oh yeah, I love that paper. That is so pretty.
Very elegant.
Yep, that turned
Yeah.
out
That's
great.
beautiful. I like how you
great.
used the pool party.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Yeah.
it's nice. Very nice, Amanda. She always does good stuff. Well,
I lost the picture. Can you hold it up again, Amanda?
yeah,
Oh, pretty.
so pretty.
Very pretty.
And what grading is that, Amanda?
say what?
What stamp set did you use
Birthday celebration.
for the celebration? So yeah, if you're somebody who doesn't want to stamp a whole lot, this is a great card for you.
Use it for GS.
And use up your DSP, or once you get in the rhythm of doing that fold, you could do a whole bunch of these really quickly. So there's that. All right, Marcia, you ready?
Not quite.
Okay.
All
All right. We're gonna come back, and Allison's gonna show you hers. Okay.
It's
hang
not
on.
done, so I didn't bring stamps.
Oh goodness, it's like now I think I replaced Spotlight too many times. Okay, hang on, let me figure out another way to do this. Okay, let's see. Okay, let's try that. Okay, you want to put it down here? Okay, hang on. Okay, there we go. Look at me, Debbie, clicking around tonight.
Awesome.
I know it's all clickety clicky. So this is Allison's right
So
now.
I didn't bring stamps intentionally because I don't ever know if I like it or not, and so I don't want to put a stamp on yet. Don't put a stamp on it yet.
Put a stamp on it. You better put. You love
Yeah,
it. You
you
better
better put a stamp on it,
Put
yeah.
a stamp. Oh, that could be a catchy
could be-
tune.
I'm
That's
we'll do a
Dulcet
jingle. Yeah.
Okay. So look, you use that little 1/8 inch
I
piece.
use, but you know what? If I was to do this again, so there's the inside of mine.
Mhm.
I would put the melon mambo piece inside
Mhm.
because it's so much
Blue.
blue. It's too
Mhm.
much blue.
Yeah.
Right.
But
And
you didn't know
then
going into
I
it
did
which
not
what
know,
you were going to use.
and I would probably use the coastal cabana on the
Mhm.
outside.
Well.
But with this little piece in that color, so
Mhm.
you have like almost color blocked,
Yeah, it would be color blocked.
just because there's
It
so
is a
much
very
pattern.
it's a very color blocky card.
It is a color.
It's-
You could
it's-
do this with solids.
Actually, you could probably do it with the new oh my gosh.
Scrapbook
The
two-tone
paper,
paper.
the two-tone
That's
cardstock.
what I was
The
thinking.
two-tone cardstock would probably work. I think regular cardstock would be too thick and a little unmanageable.
Yeah, the new.
I agree.
All right, anybody else? Marcia,
Yes,
are you ready?
I am. I haven't quite finished it.
You can say ready enough. Oh,
Ready
I like
enough.
it.
My little 1/8 of an inch strip looked just like one of my stripes because it was in navy. So I just reached
I like the
reached
gray.
into a scrap pile and added one on top.
That looks
I like
fantastic.
it.
And that's the Countryside Inn.
Oh,
paper.
yeah, I
Yeah.
loved that
That is
paper.
still my favorite
Yeah,
DSP.
the
I love
bunny.
that.
Oh, and I used, like Kathy did, I used the pattern of friendship stamps, the happy birthday on the front,
Okay, dang
and
it,
wish
you
you the best on the inside.
I like it.
What's
So
the
I'll take that hibiscus stamp that I use for the flowers and do it and die cut it and put it here along with some
okay? So you did use the hibiscus. The happy
hibiscus for the flower.
hibiscus?
Trying to find what flowers went with the
Yeah.
paper. And Tracy, my pattern is my birds are flying
I
the
know,
right way.
I like it. They're
They're
not.
the right way.
They're right. They're the right way.
There was.
Woohoo!
And you
That's
told me
fantastic.
correctly. So
Okay, so here's the deal. Marcia called me and said, "I'm so sorry to bother you," and I said, "You're not bothering me. What do you need?" So you're never bothering me. All right.
I hate when it's just hours before you've gotten
It's
it
okay. It's okay. You were the person who did not bother me today.
in. Well, thank you.
All right, so let's go back. And oh my goodness. Okay. Oh, and Allison's going to start her second one because she liked it enough that she's going to start it. So, okay. Let me go back to. All right. So we're back on gallery view. We're going to say thank you to everybody who showed up tonight and participated. We're going to end the recording, but if you guys want to stay and hang out and chit chat for a little bit, you are welcome to stay. I don't know what time it is. Oh, look at us. It's 7:52. Oh my gosh. I'm so excited. All right. So for those of you who didn't join us live, thank you for joining us. This will be out on Facebook and on, oh, and Pat's popping in. So this will be out on Facebook Live and YouTube. If you want to go back and watch it again, if you guys need any instruction. And then of course, the directions are on my blog. And Judy's going to type us up something cool. And so for those of you, thank you guys for joining us. Thank you for anybody who's watching. And we will see you next month. Our next mystery stamping is June 25th. It's the last Wednesday in June. So, all right. So there's all that. So give me just a second.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
I mean, I'm not going away, but just bye, everybody.
I'm staying. So if you want to stay, stay. And